Welcome to AARP, Arizona Hispanic Connection. Educate. Celebrate. Connect. Arizona Hispanic Connection.
Welcome to Arizona Barrio Stories. This is Irma coming to you from ALAC from 147 East Adams. You might want to come on down and visit us. There's lots of things to look at and to buy. We welcome you to 2024. We welcome you to our program with David Parra Luna with AARP, Arizona Hispanic Connection. His topics are so fascinating, and you always end up thinking, I wish I knew that before. Welcome back, David. Welcome, and we are excited for today's show. What are you bringing us today?
I'm bringing you Retirement Bound. I like the title. I think in Spanish I name it because, as people know, I have a radio show in Spanish on Tuesdays, and it's Quiero jubilarme. Quiero jubilarme. ¿Cómo? Right? How? So in English, I decided to use Retirement Bound. I think most of us either are close to retirement or are looking retirement at a few years still. I think of my kids. And the last show, I ended up saying that I feel so good that my kids listen to me. I'm not kidding you. They listen to me in terms of how to budget their money, how to invest their money, how to take advantage of those programs that a lot of times employers have. You know, your 401ks, your IRAs. I am fortunate to have a pension with the AARP. My son is fortunate to have a pension at his job, but my daughter does not. So it just varies, you know, from employer to employer. But it's very wise to, even when we look for jobs, to look for those jobs that offer benefits, retirement benefits. And I think it's, you know, retirement is one of those things that depends on your age. It could be way down the road, or it could be close. Like in my case, 58 is getting there already, right? But it's never too early to get ready for retirement. It's never early, because it has to do with getting ready financially. And when you deal with finances long term, you're dealing with investments. It's very difficult for you to get ready just by saving. Saving is good, but the money is probably going to lose, or not probably, it's going to lose value off of inflation. So the idea is you put it to work by investing it. And when you investments is a long-term thing. You can't expect to grow your money in 1 year, not even 5 years, not even 10 years. You know, money grows over decades. That's why I say that it's never too early to start preparing. So in the previous show, we covered the first 5 action steps that, if you are retirement bound, that you can take. And now we are ready to tackle the next 5 steps. But let me just read, if I may, Irma, the first 5. Define your retirement. Take stock of your assets. Evaluate your health. Very, very important. For the last 20 years, I've been paying attention to my health. Basically, you know, my exercises and paying attention to what I eat. And remember that we also mentioned mental health. It's very important to keep our minds active by reading and other ways, right? Then number 4, create a retirement budget. This is very important. We have to have an inventory of the money that is going to be coming our way. I keep saying this. Saving is good, but saving is just a bunch of money that you have there, and if that money you keep biting, you know, taking bites of that money is going to end. So what you need is steady money. Steady. When you work, you have steady money coming your way, right? So it's in the same principle, when you retire, you need to have your Social Security, your pension. That is the money that we are really talking about. Getting it set up and taking advantage of any benefits that an employer may have for you, because that's the money that really counts. Savings, great, we should have it. but that's not really the money that is steady, right? Steady is your benefits coming to you. And then determining when to start your Social Security. This is an extremely important decision. You know, people might not know. Actually, there's a kind of assumption that you retire at 62. Others have this wrong idea about 65. Not necessarily. Actually, there's a concept of full retirement age. At full retirement age, you get 100% of your benefit. If you do early retirement, you may be only getting 75%. And if you do postponed retirement at 70, you may get 124%, 8% for every year that you delay retirement after your full retirement age. So deciding when to solicit or apply for Social Security benefits, extremely important.
Like I've told you on previous shows, I wish I would have met you years ago so somebody could have given me these points.
Yeah.
I'm excited about today's topics.
Perfect. So let's cover the last 5 points. And the first one is decide if you want or need to work, right? So this is very important. Unless you are financially set for life, you will have to either stretch limited money or stay in the workforce in some capacity to help pay for your retirement dreams, full-time, part-time, freelance. So again, hopefully many of the people that watch these videos are set for life, right? You don't need to worry about anything, and you're already good for the rest of your life. But if not, then these considerations are very, very important. Do you have to have a part-time job to make ends meet? How long are you going to stay in the workforce? And this obviously is to fulfill that vision. Remember, we talked about the first point is you visualize your retirement. Very important, And not only that, but time. The more the more I know people who are retired, the more I realize that time is a big deal, right? What are you going to do with your time? You used to spend 10 hours at work. Now you have 10 additional hours for you. Any thoughts on the issue of time that comes to your mind, Irma?
Well, I think of my mother. When my mom retired, she was like, okay, what am I going to do now? She ended up volunteering, but for a while there, we were kind of concerned because she did not know what she was going to do with her time.
Yeah, time is a big deal. I mean, you can only you can only walk so much, you can only watch so much TV, there has to be other activities. And obviously, volunteering, it's always available, right? And that would allow you to maintain that social connection with other people and give you the good sense of that you're doing something good, you're contributing, etc. So volunteering is always there. When everything else fails, volunteer.
That's
right?
right.
And even if it doesn't fail, volunteering, I consider in my projections is the volunteering will be part of my retirement life because I really need the connection with people. And even though I'm a very people person and I have lots of family, lots of friends in different parts of the country and not even in Mexico, so I don't see that being a problem. But I do believe volunteering will definitely be a big part of my life in retirement.
It's good for your mental health.
Definitely. Number 7, can you read it for us?
Network through social media and other channels.
Yeah, I think this we kind of touched upon it on the last show, and we shouldn't just take it lightly. I think having a network. I know people who call me on the phone that I see that they are not connected, and it is very easy to fall on depression. It's very easy to just be bored, actually, So do our best, consider how many of my circle that I now currently have through my work will I still have in retirement? And I would have to say that the majority are not going to be there. I don't know what your take is. I mean, you were a teacher, right? I'm
Correct.
sure you were connected to a lot of people. Are you still connected to?
Very much so.
Oh, great.
We get together still.
That is awesome.
We stay connected.
That is awesome. But again, it's an important part that make sure that you know whether that circle will still be there in retirement, and if not, you generate it, right? Start building contacts, relationships through social media. And there's some friends who I still remember vividly from high school. And I've been trying to reach out to them, and there's been very little contact, but I'm telling you, I'm going to go find them, whatever they are, after I have fond memories of them, and I'm going to do. But I have a big family, and then my wife's family, so we have plenty. But we just want to highlight the importance of building relationships prior to getting to retirement, because that's going to be very, very important.
I like how it says, and how you can use your talents.
Yes.
So
that's another thing, because all of us have something that we're good at, and I think it'll give us a sense of satisfaction if we don't give it up, right? We still put it to good use, either a job or just free, or teaching, or sharing it with others, our talent, so to speak, right? So definitely very important to know what sort of things, like I know I like baseball. And at some point in my life, a few years ago, I got a chance to build a children's team and a young people's baseball team. I could go back to it, I love announcing baseball games. People might not know, but I love announcing baseball games. That definitely is going to be part of my retirement life, So again, the talents that you may have, put them to good use. But the bottom line here is get ready, right? Yeah.
I like the next point. Find new ways to cut your expenses. I think of coupons.
Definitely. It's interesting, because I was listening to the radio coming here, and there was this call from a lady that says, look, I have a huge home. When I was, with my children, raising kids, the home I needed to be big because I have, kids. But now it's only my husband and I. So we have a huge home, but for two of us. So this is a very important point they call it downsize, right? Downsize. It could be that it's a good thing to do, and I strongly recommend that people consider doing it sooner rather than later. In other words, get to retirement with most of these kinds of things taken care of. My home is not huge by any stretch of the imagination, so that wouldn't be an issue for me. It's a 3-bedroom home, very, very basic, so that wouldn't be. But I think if I had a big home, I would definitely downsize. And not only that, 2-story homes, hello? I've known people who have 2-story homes that says, no way this is going to work out for me in my retirement. So these are the sort of considerations that people need. And cutting expenses, with a big home right now, you pay more on property taxes, more on maintenance, more on anything and everything. So again, finding ways to cut your expenses, it's important, because then now you're kind of getting ready to enter into a different kind of mindset in terms of money, and then bringing down your expenses too. That'll allow you to save more, maybe put more money into your 401k, etc. So that's extremely important.
Since we're running close on time, can we combine 9 and 10?
Definitely.
Plan for the unexpected. And stick to the plan, reevaluate as needed.
Who would have thought that we were going to be hit by COVID?
Oh.
And that the whole economy stopped, and now what? So the unexpected is something that we should plan for, and the way you plan for it is to having a little extra money. The AC will break. Maybe we will contract a condition that requires a lot of care. Caregiving is another big item. I always call it like an orphan child, and I don't like the word orphan that much, but I'll just borrow it. Please allow me. Orphan child, the long-term care, because it's not covered by insurance. But long-term care or caregiving, most of us are going to be there one day or another. I mean, we take care of my parents, my mom and dad, and then my wife take care of her dad. So caregiving is a big item that we should also be looking at, and if possible, buy the insurance. If not, have a plan, for caregiving. And last but not least, sticking to the plan. Obviously, it goes without saying that we have to stick to a plan, and we reevaluate as needed, because once you have a plan today, it doesn't mean that tomorrow it doesn't merit a revisit or changes. So these are 10 very important steps that we can take as we are retirement bound.
Hawaii bound.
Hopefully.
Thank you, David. Thank you for being here. And I always will look forward to your next show.
Definitely. We'll be covering sources of income in the following shows. So looking forward to that.
Thank you. Well, you guys, you heard it. The topics he covers either are going to hit you now or hit you later. You're never too young to start thinking about these things. We want you to think about all these topics and plan for the future. The future is now. Thank you from Arizona Barrio Stories and Latino USA TV. Tune in, ask us questions, and David's information is always here. We are looking forward to your comments. Share this, and as usual, we will see you soon.